live, going live, and you are looking live at Sold Out Giants Stadium, where today the 16-0 New York Giants will be taking on the 0-16 Houston Texans. Why the Houston Texans 0-16? Because they suck. And welcome to the Gridiron. Anybody at all out there going to spend any time with me here this evening? Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. Going to go about 30 minutes here tonight, as I try to do all the time. Anybody got anything to say? I usually check on the chat box like every so often, like every 5-10 minutes or so. So anybody got anything to say, just throw it in the chat box, and I usually try to get back to his, and always answer. Okay, anything that's in there, without any, as often as I can. Now, before I get started, in the description box, there's a link. If you want to help support my channel, it would greatly appreciate it so much. I got 3 membership levels. The first one's called the Saquon. The second one's called the Lawrence Taylor, and the third one is called the Gridiron. Each one has their own perks to them and all. There's like loyalty badges. There's emojis. I only got 4 emojis right now, but I'll be having a 5th one coming out soon. As I said, each got like their own little perks to them and all and everything. I would greatly appreciate it. As I said, it's in the description box. Also, if you're not subscribed to the channel, click the subscribe button below and hit the bell icon. That way, next time I go live or I put out a video or whatever, you'll be notified, right? And then also in the description box below, there's a Facebook group, okay, that I have. Obviously, it's called the Gridiron. All right, right now there's over 1,800 members in there, right now. So please feel free to join. Click on that link and join away. Right, I put new stuff in there every day. Try to get like anywhere from like 3 to 5 different things in there. Sometimes the members put stuff in there too. So there's new stuff going in there every day. Then also there's another in the description box too. There's a page, a Facebook page. I'll leave it out. That's called the Gridiron as well too. There's new stuff that goes in there every day as well. Usually it's different stuff. So I put in the group. I don't put in the page, and likewise, right? So there's new stuff going to each one every day. Right now on the page, got 261 people who like it and 307 people following it. So please click on that link and like it and follow it too, and you'll get some timely updates on the New York Giants with some new posts and videos and stuff like that. All right. So with that all out of the way, I just I tried to time this here right now, because you got the Chiefs and the Titans are on. Good game so far. Good game. Actually, I saw a Kadarius Toney sighting. Oh my God. oh my God. He was on the field. I think he caught one pass. I don't know how many times he was on the field. I saw him one time. But he caught the pass. He got a first down. He ran off to the sideline. I'm not sure if he maybe pulled a muscle or something. Just kidding. But he caught a pass from Patrick Mahomes. So he's looking good. All right. I have to see if they have him play any more than that or not. But he has caught I saw him catch his first pass there. Saquon, best running back in the league. Oh, yeah. I have to think. So I'll tell you what, if you look at Derrick Henry, that man is a freaking beast, man. And then he's not, we're talking all around. Okay. Derrick Henry's not that. He ain't Saquon. I mean, Saquon's not Derrick Henry either. Okay. But all around the moves and as far as, run patterns and catching the ball out, in space and, screen passes and everything, I'll take Saquon, over Derrick Henry, because Derrick Henry's more of like straight up and down kind of guy, running with the ball, right? He's never going to catch over 90 passes like Saquon did in his rookie season, okay? But Derrick Henry, that dude's a freaking beast. My goodness, holy cow! I mean, they're lucky because Tannehill's hurt. They got Malik Willis in there. And he hasn't thrown too many passes. They're trying to run the ball. But as of right now, just before halftime, Tennessee has a 14-9 lead. So going to keep an eye. After I'm done here, I'm going to finish watching the rest of the second half of that game. It's a very, very entertaining game because it's huge. That game. I'm sorry, I don't mean to get off track here, but that's huge for the AFC because the Bills lost. All right. Now I think they're 6-3. They got 3 losses. Okay. So now you got the Titans who have 2 losses, the Chiefs who have 2 losses. Whoever wins this game out here is going to be numero uno. All right. It's about that. It's at the halfway mark. So we still got a long way to go. Anybody can lose to anybody any given Sunday and all that stuff. But right. AFC, right? Whoever wins this game will be on the top, right? As far as home field advantage, as I said, a long way to go, but it's a huge, huge game for the AFC. All right, so now we got there's some stuff I wanted to go over. I seen there's 2 Giants named to the CBS Sports Midseason All-Rookie team. The Giants are surprising 6-2 at the midway point. All right. Although the current group of rookies have endured a number of injuries. Yeah. Well, when you have as many draft picks as the Giants do, too. I mean, you got a lot of guys to try to stay healthy. That's pretty tough, especially for the Giants, right? They have a bunch of injuries and missed a bunch of time. They have produced well in the field, right? That includes Dane Belton in coverage, who's done very, very well in coverage. Okay. Micah McFadden against the run, and Joshua Zudu as an unexpected fill-in. So Zudu has done well. He can do better, but he's done well. Okay. CBS Sports recently announced the midseason All-Rookie team. To no one's surprise, a pair from the Giants draft class made it, but they're not exactly who you might expect. First up was edge rusher Mr. Thibodeau. Okay, Evan Neal's not on there. One of the team's first-round picks. His box score numbers may not be gaudy, but impressive. But you look at his film work. Okay, he makes his presence felt on the field. He started to come into his own after an injury delayed his NFL debut. Run stopping, quick pass, run wins. We're beginning to see the Thibodeau shine for 3 seasons at Oregon, who has multiple pressures in his past 5 outings. Okay, the second Giant to make the cut. Okay, wasn't Neal or Belton or McFadden or Zudu, okay? Rather, it was tight end Daniel Bellinger, who also has the NFL's 5th highest tight end grade. Can you imagine that? Wow. Great pickup. Shame he's hurt, right? Bellinger's currently dealing with a nasty eye injury, right? Yet the former San Diego State phenom, who the Giants picked in the 4th round, has been a focal point of the Giants' low-volume passing offense during the team's surprising 6-2 start. His 16 catches, 152 yards, and 2 scores. Obviously, it would be more than that if he wasn't hurt, right? So I missed a game and a half. He'd certainly have at least by say 20 catches for maybe close to 200 yards. Maybe might even have another score. Who knows, right? And his 6.4 yards after the catch per reception average leads all qualifying rookie tight ends. Bellinger's absence was quite noticeable during the team's Week 8 loss to the Seahawks. Yep. Oh, yeah. Then we have also another thing I saw, too, is Jason Garrett takes a victory lap for the Giants' left tackle, Andrew Thomas, who is dominating. Okay. Now, he was one of the ones, Andrew Thomas is at the very top of the ladder in the NFL. There are no tackles, let alone left tackles, performing at a higher rate level than the 23-year-old is right now. Now, well, I know in Pro Football Focus, right, if you got, let's say, Laramie Tunsil is let's see. Laramie Tunsil's pass blocking grade is better, a little bit better. And Ronnie Stanley's pass blocking grade is a little bit better. But overall, let's see here. Let's see here. Position. So here we go. Here we go. Offensive. Andrew Thomas is number 1. 90.2. Okay. Now, Darius Saw, right? He's young. Rashawn Slater, right? They're up there, 85 and 84. Tristan Wirfs, part of the Andrew Thomas class, is 83.3. Okay, so, but Andrew Thomas is the only one, according to Pro Football Focus, his overall offensive grade, run blocking, pass blocking, etc., is over 90, 90.2. Okay, so his run blocking grade is an 83.7. He's number 5 overall. His pass blocking grade is a 90. He's number 3 overall. But overall offensive grade is a 90.2. He's the number 1 offensive graded tackle. Okay, so. But Jason Garrett, right? Right. Not only has Thomas received praise from his coaches, teammates, and basically every analyst in existence, he's also received some praise from his former offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett. In fact, Garrett has taken a bit of a victory lap, as well he should, okay? In laps, and thanks to Thomas's domination. After all, it was Garrett who implored the Giants and then general manager Dave Gettleman to select the Georgia stud at number 4 overall in the 2020 NFL draft. Plug Thomas in at left tackle, and you don't have to worry about that position for the next 10 plus years. An evaluator told the New York Post of what he recalled Garrett saying. Okay. At the time, there was a fierce debate over which of the top 4 offensive tackles had the highest ceiling. But thanks to Garrett's thumping, Gettleman and head coach Joe Judge settled on Thomas over Wirfs, Mekhi Becton, who gets hurt a lot, and Jedrick Wills. He was as pro-ready a left tackle as I've seen in recent years, Garrett told the Post. To me, there was never a doubt about who that pick should be. It's certainly bearing out now. He's a fantastic young man, and he'll be good at left tackle for a long time. Thomas isn't just good, he's elite and ascending. There's no telling where his ceiling currently is, but dare we say, Hall of Fame potential. Wow. Right? I mean, the Giants really, they have 2 guys in the Hall of Fame, okay? Offensive linemen who've just played with the Giants, okay? Roosevelt Brown and Mel Hein, okay? And Roosevelt Brown's retired, I think, after the 65 season. So what are we talking? 35, 45, 55, 56, 57. So we haven't had a Hall of Fame offensive lineman drafted by the Giants, and Roosevelt Brown was drafted in the 27th round, okay? So the Giants have gone a long time without having a Hall of Fame caliber offensive lineman being drafted by them and staying on the team for that long, okay? So, but the other beauty of it is what you can see with Thomas, okay, is that he is, no nonsense, right? He's going to do what it takes to become better, to get better at his craft. Also, you can also kind of see the same thing with Neal, okay? I'm sure, his embarrassment on what happened when he gave up, I think, 3 sacks to Lawrence when they played the Cowboys. That is embarrassing. I mean, he's not used to that, right? Okay. Embarrassment times to the umpteenth level, okay? I'm sure he's going to do everything in his power. There's no nonsense, no BS. You're not going to be catching the dude out at the club, drinking, slamming stuff down, chasing the women, driving car, and then, okay? And that's the beauty of it. You got 2 serious dudes, okay, to take the job really seriously, okay? And they're going to do nothing but push each other and make them sure that each one gets better, okay? So I'm sure Neal is going to get this thing turned around too. And right. And hopefully within a year or so, maybe, end of this year, you may see Neal get a little bit better. Hopefully he comes back from injury. Okay. But maybe next year, right, you're going to start seeing where, there won't be much pressure at all. Okay. Coming from the outside. Okay. Coming from the edges, whoever our quarterback might be, if that's Daniel Jones or whoever that is. Okay. They're going to probably start sending their edge rushers up the middle. Okay, sorry, coach, I can't guard the edge. I can't get around Neal or Thomas. It doesn't matter who I go up against. You know what I mean? So I got to start rushing from the middle. Okay, so I think we got ourselves two really freaking good studs for a long time to come, which brings me to my next point. Okay, because we got all right, the Giants been in contract extension talks. Okay, here with Mr. Love. Okay, as well they should be. All right. General Manager Joe Schoen was impressively transparent during his bye-week press conference on Tuesday. He acknowledged that discussions would be had about potential contract extensions for several players this week, including Saquon Barkley and Daniel Jones. Okay. So that's good. All right. But there were other names that fell off the lips of Schoen. Among them was safety Julian Love, who now appears to be in the crosshairs for a new contract, as he frickin' should be. But then it's one of the things the Giants, I mean, hopefully with the new regime here, we're going to start, doing things differently. Okay. We're going to start holding on to our ball players. Okay. We're going to start signing them. Why are we going to let Julian Love go and then bring somebody else in? That makes no sense at all to me. Makes no sense, right? So we got Pat Leonard of the New York Daily News reports that the Giants and Love's representatives have been in discussions about a new contract. Okay. Giants and safety Julian Love's reps have had conversations about a contract extension, according to a source. Love, who's 24, still young, right? 2019 fourth-round pick out of Notre Dame. I mean, he was supposed to be, a lot of people saw him coming out maybe in the second round that year. So the Giants to get him in the fourth was a hell of a steal. He's a captain, an indispensable player, and depending on, free agent. Joe Schoen wants to get any in-season extensions done this week. So we'll have to keep our eye, all right? 24-year-old Love is a fourth-round pick. And NFL Draft has played various roles with the Giants. However, under defense coordinator Wink Martindale, Love has taken his game to new heights while also being voted as a captain by his teammates. Love has established himself as an indispensable part of the Giants roster and a culture fit under the two separate regimes. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I mean, you got to, he leads the Giants defense total tackles with 58. Halfway through the season, okay? Actually, not even quite halfway through the season. He's on pace for over 120 tackles. Solo tackles, 37, interceptions with 1. He also has a sack, 3 tackles for a loss, 2 passes defense, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery. All right? So hopefully, right? And the Giants, he's on a 4-year deal with $3.2 million contract. I mean, he's an absolute steal. We've had him this is the 4th year. Okay. You have to start signing some of these guys, right? You got to. Oh, let's see here. Now it says here, if the season ended today and you were the GM, would you tag, sign, or let Jones and or Barkley walk? Giants are projected to have $61 million in salary cap space per over the cap. What is the max you would allow? This is somebody asking a question here to Big Blue View. The next move at GM, would you cut the following players to free up even more money? Now, the thing is, if you cut Golladay before June 1st, you save $6.7 million. If you cut him post, right, you save $13.5 million. The problem with that is that if you cut him after June 1st, okay, you don't have that money to sign your draft class. You don't have that money to sign maybe a free agent or whatever. Okay, so a lot of the good free agents might be signed already. Okay, so that's a problem. Same thing with Leonard Williams. You would save $12 million if you cut him before June 1st, or $18 million after. Now this one here, would you cut Adoree Jackson? You'd save $9 million before June 1st, or $12 million after. Now, those are the big problems. Big problems. I said, because, if you're trying to save some money and you wait for June 1st, I said all the big free agents will be signed. Right. So, I mean, if the Giants want to try to, go out and maybe get a little something, maybe a little decent, free agent, right? You need the money. So that's going to be very, very interesting to see. All right. Now the Giants, let's not forget, okay, next year, right? I mean, they don't have, right, a quarterback. They got Tyrod Taylor. Okay. So Daniel Jones is not signed. Okay. Okay. Right. Yeah. We need a quarterback. Saquon Barkley, not signed. Okay. Yeah. I mean, Saquon's, could you imagine if we didn't have Saquon? Holy cow. What this offense might look like if we didn't have Saquon in there? Oh my God. All the injuries we have and everything. So we definitely need, hopefully they wind up signing Saquon. Okay. Now there's 5 guys here. Okay. All right. 5 contract forecasts for key Giant players. Okay. I saw this on SI.com. Okay. A look at which Giant players might be in line for a contract extension, including the timing and projected amounts and what makes sense. Okay. So you just got to remember, I mean, just because we have just whatever. In that article, I said $60 million. Okay. I said, Saquon's not signed. We don't have a quarterback. Okay. If we start going out and just start, let's get this guy, let's get that guy, we're not going to be able to sign any of our own guys. Okay. And, and just think, I mean, right. I mean, it's just Andrew Thomas, right? What's he going to want? Right. What's he's earned. Okay. Then you also say have, I mean, this is a few years down the road, but I mean, what's Evan Neal going to want? I mean, if he winds up turning the stuff around as I think he will, I mean, could you imagine we're going to pay like $45 million maybe or so for our 2 tackles? You need money, right? I mean, you had Sexy Dexter, right? Xavier McKinney. Not Julian Love's going to cost a boatload of money, but, we want to sign him, right? Saquon Barkley. What are we going to do with Daniel Jones? Right. So, I mean, we got some decisions to coming up, and the thing is, okay, is you got to look also is that just because, as I said, we got the money doesn't mean we're just going to start bringing all these up. No, we might have to just start spending that money just to keep our guys. Okay. And maybe just try to add through the draft because we might possibly have 11 draft picks next year. Once again. Okay. So if we can get some of our like Darian Beavers back and DJ Davidson back, right? And then we have a couple good. We're gonna have 4 guys, possibly 4 picks, maybe in the top 100, right around the top 100 next year. That's another 4, 4 nice little pieces to the puzzle. Okay, so things are looking good. As I said, we'll have some money. Hopefully, we can bring in. I'm not getting crazy. We ain't bringing in, Jamal Adams. We're not spending $30 million on a wide receiver. Okay. But maybe we could bring in something, a little something nice, but, we need money to sign our guys. Okay. And which goes to Daniel Jones, right? There are numerous factors the Giants brass wanted to see the Jones beyond statistics, which have been affected given the state of the Giants receivers. Could Jones stay healthy? How well would he mesh with the team's offensive system? Could he deliver on what Shane calls the gotta have it moments? I think he's had it so far. Yeah. Did his teammates and coaches respect him? Was he willing to put the work in regardless of how the season unfolded? Oh, there ain't no doubt about that. Man puts in the work. Absolutely. With all that said, don't expect the Giants to reach a new deal with Jones before the season ends for several reasons. One, they do not have the cap space to get it done. Even if Shane dips into the forbidden Kenny Golladay deal, a contract we believe he's trying hard to avoid touching. Yep. 2, a quarterback is not a cheap investment. As Shane said, there are only 8 games into a 17-game season. The meat of the Giants' schedule is still to come in the weeks ahead. The last 7 games of the season, we'll have some There's some tough opponents. You got the Eagles twice, the Vikings. We got the Cowboys again on Thanksgiving. I mean, that could be a tough game. Going to be a tough game. And the evaluation of Jones is always going to be a full 1 year affair. That said, Jones is trending to the right direction as of right now. But that doesn't mean he's trending toward a Josh Allen deal. No. Instead, it makes sense to give Jones a shorter deal that they can get out of if they need without taking a big hit. Spot Track identified Jones' market value as 3 years, $76 million. It makes sense for the Giants not to give Jones a contract worth six figures in total value, not based on 1 year in this offense, no matter how impressive he's been. So that's according to Spot Track. Okay. The Giants need a reminder of what that is the way to go. Look no further than what happened in Denver, who gave Russell Wilson a huge contract extension before he even had a chance to play in that system to show his worthiness, that money he received. The shorter-term deal, structured accordingly, would allow the Giants to rip up the final year of the extension and do another extension if Jones shows he can consistently lead and win for this team. There's a concern that the dollar value seems low. The Giants could look to guarantee at least 55% of that deal, including the signing bonus, and include some postseason performance bonuses such as playoff wins, Pro Bowl, and All-Pro berths, which, if reached, wouldn't hit until the following year's cap. Then we got Sexy Dexter. Let's not forget about him. Okay, right? He's gonna. Right, they picked up his fifth year. Okay, but you see what he's doing. Okay, they picked up his fifth year. Right. I mean, if he continues to play the way he's playing, I'm sure they're going to want him to stay around. Shane revealed on Tuesday that he received a trade offer for a player he declined. Shane didn't divulge who the player was, but in follow-up interview with CBS Sports, it sure sounds like it might have been defensive lineman Dexter Lawrence, the Giants' other 2019 first-round pick. So the other team called, possibly, to see if they could grab Sexy Dexter. Unlike Jones, the Giants elected to exercise the option year in Lawrence's rookie deal. Lawrence will account for a fully guaranteed $12.4 million under next year's cap unless the Giants work at a longer-term deal to knock down that number. To do that, the Giants must ensure Lawrence gets the equivalent of that money in the form of a signing bonus and first-year fully guaranteed salary in the 2023 league year. Lawrence has always been a solid run stuffer for the Giants, but this year, he's taken his game to the next level by developing further as a pass rusher. His 4 sacks through 8 games already match his career high set in 2020. His 3 tackles for loss are halfway through his career high set in 2020. Lawrence has been the model of durability, having yet to miss a game or a start due to injury. So, yeah, he's certainly all right. Spot Track projects a 4-year, $51 million or about a $12.8 million a year deal as being in Lawrence's future. That just slightly higher than a guaranteed amount Lawrence would get next year. The Giants stay with his option year. So an estimated 51% guaranteed sounds about right, as does a $500,000 per year workout bonus for the defensive co-captain. And we got Saquon Barkley. Like Jones, Barkley is rejuvenated. He's finally healthy and on track toward a 2,000 all-purpose yards and 1,000 rushing yards. And as we saw last week, when Barkley's contributions on the ground are taken away, the offense sputters. Though it's fair to say that the lack of a top-shelf receiver didn't exactly help matters either. Nope. Because when the defense can just all crowd around the offensive line of scrimmage, right? Because you ain't got nobody to stretch the field, right? Kind of hurts the run game. Barkley has followed Jones' lead in his quest for a new deal. He's fit this offensive beautifully. He's stayed healthy. He's still very much a team leader, and he's a solid representative of the franchise. All that Spot Track is good enough for a projected 4-year deal, $38 million contract, or about $9.5 million a year. The total figure between $6.9 million less than what Barkley earned his first 4 years. That projection is unlikely to work for Barkley. The franchise tag for running backs is estimated to be $12.6 million next year, and that figure likely has to be the starting point for a new contract. So we're going to have to wind up waiting and see. Because Barkley's going to want more than probably $9.5 million a year. I'm sure he's going to want well into double digits. Giants going to want right around 10. Barkley's probably going to want closer to 15. So hopefully they can land somewhere in the middle. A more realistic contract would be 4 years, $62 million, which would put Barkley's at $15.62 million a year. That's more than the Saints' Alvin Kamara, who, unlike Barkley, has yet to record a 1,000-yard rushing season. Barkley has 2 such seasons and is on his way to his 3rd if he stays healthy. So that average wouldn't make Barkley the highest paid running back in the league. That honor currently belongs to Christian McCaffrey of the 49ers. But it would certainly put Barkley near the top of the running back chain where he plays. His play suggests he belongs. Oh, yeah. So, all right, then we got Andrew Thomas. Oh, yeah. Andrew Thomas will be eligible for a contract extension after this season, but whether he'll get that extension then or after the 2023 campaign remains to be seen. To be clear, Thomas has made a strong case for an extension. However, the Giants can't give everyone who is due an extension one at the same time, as that will create a salary cap jam. Oh, yeah. Yep. They might already have to leave some guys on their rookie deal to avoid that, even if they are ready for a big payday. That said, if Thomas earns a Pro Bowl berth, his timeline for an extension could be expedited. If not, the Giants will certainly exercise that option year in his rookie contract, which is now would cost them an estimated $13.9 million. That number would jump to 15.9 if Thomas earns a Pro Bowl berth. So, but we got both of those numbers wouldn't even put Thomas in the top 10 league-wide. But again, it might be necessary for the Giants to wait, given that they have to address some of the other contracts first. When Thomas is ready to get his new contract, it's hard not to envision it coming in at less than $19 million. I mean, I'd be shocked if it was under 20. Shocked if it was under 20. The Giants wait until after 2023 to get Thomas' deal done. Again, it makes sense to do so given the other needs combined with the lack of a need to rush everyone off their rookie contracts at once. He could be looking at a 4-year deal at $82 million. It'd be about $20.5 million a year. As I said, I'd be truly shocked. I mean, if he doesn't get over $20 million a year. Shocked. Especially the way he's playing. If he was playing the way he was his rookie year, okay, yeah. But, I mean, the way he's playing right now, pay the man. Make the man happy, okay? Shane ruled out potentially getting some contracts done this week if both sides were agreeable to such talks. One guy that might make sense to extend Giants were indeed willing to tap into the remaining cap space, which I don't see them doing if Shane wants to avoid being forced into a restructuring another contract, is defensive back Julian Love. Love, an unrestricted free agent after the season, has seen a steady uptick in his per-game workload. This year, he's played 92% of the team's defensive snaps and 50% of their special team snaps. Wow. And projected 3-year, $19 million extension for $6.3 million a year, with 51% of that guarantee would make a nice raise for the original $822,000 Love's rookie deal provided. So it's not going to cost the Giants a boatload of money. To bring Love back, okay? Right? I mean, you got it. I mean, the guy that played more than half the special team snaps, almost all the defensive snaps. You can put the guy anywhere. I mean, is he like an all-pro or all at his position? No, but but his versatility, what he would cost you, it's a no-brainer. Whenever it works best for the Giants, whatever, you can't let him go. You got to resign. You got to put the flag in the sand right now, and say, this is the new Giants. Okay, we're re-signing our guys. We're not letting them go. Okay, we've done too much of that in the past. We got a really good quality player, right? Who knows a lot, smart, intelligent, can play a lot of different positions well. Okay, and we need the guy on his team, right? Sign him for another 3 years, right? He's still young, right? And after those 3 years are over, right? He'll still be young, still be like maybe 27, maybe 28. Sign him for another few years or whatever. But I mean, Julian Love, you definitely got to sign him. So the Giants got, we have some salary cap space next year, okay? But, we got quite a bit of that's going to be just signing our draft class and signing some of our own guys. So hopefully maybe we can get a nice little trinket, next year. Maybe somebody, maybe whether it's a wide receiver or whatever, right? A little something as far as a nice free agent out there. But don't expect the Giants to go too hog wild because they have some money, but once they start signing, their players, that money's going to dwindle away really, really fast. Well, guys, it's been 35 minutes. I'm shooting my mouth off. Anybody spent any time at all watching this, guys? I thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. Or anybody spends any time at all watching a replay of this, once again, thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys absolutely rock. And as always, guys, you guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo! Oh, yeah.